students, welcome to the class of social science. In today's class, let us continue the history chapter Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdoms. In last class, at last we discussed about the contributions of Vijayanagara Empire to the field of art and architecture. Under that we discussed about important temples built by the kings of Vijayanagara Empire. And in today's class, let us discuss about the contributions of Vijayanagara Empire kings to the field of music and dance. Music and to the field of dance, what the contributions of Vijayanagara kings that we have to discuss now. The Vijayanagara kings patronized fine arts like music, dance, drama and Yakshagana. Okay, the Vijayanagara kings patronized the fine arts like music, dance, drama and also Yakshagana. Okay, then artists enjoyed great respect in the palace and temple. Okay, artists enjoyed great respect in temples and at palaces. Okay, there was a great respect for the artists in temple and also in the palaces. Okay, Saint Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa enriched the Carnatic music through their kirtanas. Okay, Purandara Dasa and Kanakadasa, these two saints enriched the Karnataka music through their kirtanas. Okay, Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa are famous for Carnatic music. Okay, Carnatic music through their kirtanas they enriched the Carnatic music, and dancers adorned in exquisite costumes and jewelry. Okay, perform dance in the temples and palaces. Dancers also conducted or done their performance at temples and also in palaces. And by the time of doing dance, they adorned with exquisite costumes and jewelry. Okay, that helped the dancers to increase their beauty of dance. This is about the contribution of Vijayanagara Empire to the field of music and dance. Next, about the end of the rule of Vijayanagara Empire or the fall of Vijayanagara Empire. End of the Vijayanagara kingdom. Right? The battle Rakkasa Tangadi, which took place in the year of 1565 CE, that was the decisive battle in the history of Vijayanagara kingdom. Okay, the battle of Rakkasa Tangadi. Rakkasa Tangadi was the decisive battle in the history of Vijayanagara Empire, which took place in the year of 1565 CE. Right? With fall of the large empire, Rakkasathangadi battle made to fall the large empire. The politics of South India changed drastically. After the battle of Rakkasathangadi, the politics of South India drastically changed. Okay, and then there were internal clashes for the power after the death of Krishnadevaraya. Internal clashes raised to get power after the death of Krishnadevaraya. Right? And another cycle of violence started in Vijayanagara Empire with the death of Achyutaraya, okay, who had succeeded Krishnadevaraya. After Krishnadevaraya, Achyutaraya became the king of Vijayanagara Empire, and during that time there was a violence in Vijayanagara. Okay, these all incidents made the fall of Vijayanagara kingdom. Okay, next, though Sadashivaraya came to power and the power was in the hands of Ramaraya. Okay, after Krishnadevaraya, after the end of the rule of Krishnadevaraya, Achyutaraya became the king of Vijayanagara Empire, and after the end of his rule, Sadashivaraya became the king of Vijayanagara Empire, and when he was in power, the power was in the hands of Ramaraya, his son-in-law. Okay, Sadashivaraya's son-in-law Ramaraya had full control over Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, and though Ramaraya could extend the kingdom by waging many wars, Ramaraya did many wars and he extended the kingdom, and also at the same time it created new enemies for Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, the expansion policy of Ramaraya created more enemies against Vijayanagara Empire, and his moves made the Deccan Sultans to get united. Okay, the movements of Ramaraya made the Deccan Sultans to get united. Okay, whatever political rivalry was there in between the Deccan Sultans, they kept aside that all political rivalries, and in the name of religion they all united and they decided to attack over Vijayanagara Empire, and also they succeeded. Okay, hereby the Vijayanagara Empire's rule was completely came to an end. Right? Next we have to discuss about Bahmani kingdom. Okay, Bahmani kingdom, about that kingdom we have to discuss now. Bahmani kingdom. Right? The other important historical change seen in the 14th century was the rise of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, during 14th century, other important historical event in the history of Karnataka and also in the history of India is the beginning of the rule of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, Bahmani kingdom was founded or established in the year of 1347 CE. In the year of 1347 CE, the person, namely Alauddin Hassan Gangu Bahman Shah, okay, he established the dynasty that is called as Bahmani kingdom. Okay, Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. He founded the rule of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, in the year of 1347 CE, the Bahmani kingdom rule was started by Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. And the Bahmani and Shahi dynasties ruled from 1347 CE to 1686 CE. Okay, both Bahmani and Shahi dynasties ruled 1347 CE to 1686 CE. Right? Among their rulers, the most prominent rulers are Muhammad Shah II. Muhammad Shah the first, then Muhammad Shah the second, Muhammad Shah the first, and Muhammad Shah the second, Feroz Shah. Feroz Shah also one of the famous rulers of Bahmani kingdom, and Yusuf Adil Khan. Yusuf Adil Khan, one more prominent ruler of Bahmani kingdom. Then Ibrahim Adil Shah the first. Ibrahim Adil Shah the first, and Ibrahim Adil Shah the second are the prominent rulers of this kingdom. Ibrahim Adil Shah the second are the prominent rulers, and the history of Bahmani rulers can be seen at two stages. History of Bahmani kingdoms we can see at two stages. One stage, or the first stage, is 1346 CE to 1422 CE. Okay, and Gulbarga was their capital during that time. In the first phase of Bahmani kingdoms, which was their capital? Gulbarga was their capital, and their main rivals were the Rayas of Telangana. Okay, Rayas of Telangana and Vijayanagara are the major rivals of Bahmani kingdoms, who had their capital city Bijapur. Right? Sorry, Gulbarga. They who had their capital city Gulbarga. Next, 8 sultans ruled from here. Okay, 8 sultans ruled from the first phase of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, Shihabuddin Ahmad, among them Shihabuddin Ahmad shifted the capital from Gulbarga to Bidar. Shihabuddin Ahmad, that is the important point you have to know. The name of the person you have to remember who shifted the capital city of Bahmani kingdom from Gulbarga to Bidar. Capital shifted from Gulbarga, or present Kalburgi, to Bidar by the king Shihabuddin Ahmad. Shihabuddin Ahmad shifted the capital city from Gulbarga to Bidar. Okay, and Bidar remained the capital city of Bahmani till their end. Okay, till the end of the rule of Bahmani kingdom. Later on, Bidar became the capital city of Bahmani kingdom. Next, we have to learn about the famous personality of Bahmani kingdom is Muhammad Gawan. Prominent ruler of Bahmani kingdom, Muhammad Gawan. Okay, he ruled from 1492 1411 CE to 1481 CE. 1411 CE to 1481 CE. This is the time of the rule of Muhammad Gawan. Okay, from 1347 to 1426 CE, Kalburgi was the capital of Bahmani kingdom. I mean, old name of Kalburgi, that is Gulbarga. Okay, and during this period means when the Kalburgi was the capital city of Bahmani kingdoms, during that time Muhammad Gawan ruled the kingdom. Muhammad Gawan ruled the kingdom of Bahmanis with selflessness and dedication. He ruled with selflessness and dedication. Okay, selflessness rule with dedication. As a prime minister, he took the Bahmani kingdom to great heights. He took the Bahmani kingdom to great height as a prime minister of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, and he learnt Muslim religious verses and law at Cairo. Muslim religious verses and law at the city named Cairo of Egypt. Okay, and also gained proficiency in Arab and Parsi languages. He had proficiency in Parsi and Arabic languages. Okay, this was the knowledge of Muhammad Gawan. Okay, and he served as the prime minister during the rule of Bahmani kings Humayun. During the time of the rule of Humayun, he served as a prime minister of Bahmani kingdom, and when the time of the Nizam Shah and Muhammad Shah III, okay, he continued as a prime minister of Bahmani kingdom, and he was responsible for enhancing the glory of Bahmani kingdom by his efficient administration and victories. Okay, he was very famous because of his efficient administration and victory. Okay, that is the major point about Muhammad Gawan. And Muhammad Gawan conquered the regions of Konkan, Goa and Belagavi. Okay, his political expedition. Okay, Muhammad Gawan conquered the areas of Konkan, Goa and Belagavi. Conquered the areas of Konkan, Goa and Belagavi. Okay. Next, later he invaded Orissa and conquered Kondavedu. Invaded Orissa or present Odisha and conquered Kondavedu. This is also one more political expedition of Muhammad Gawan. And in the year of 1481 CE, he invaded Kanchi and plundered its huge wealth. Okay, invaded Kanchi and plundered the huge wealth of the city Kanchi by Muhammad Gawan in the year of 1481 CE. Okay, thus Muhammad Gawan was responsible for the all-round development of the Bahmani kingdoms. Okay, because of these all points, we can prove that Muhammad Gawan was a all-round development ruler of Bahmani kingdom. Okay, and he became a victim to a conspiracy of enemies and was beheaded on the charge of betrayal to the kingdom. Okay, because of that reason he became a victim of conspiracy of his enemies and was beheaded on the false charge of betrayal to the kingdom. Right? After his death, the kingdom became weak. After the death of Muhammad Gawan, the Bahmani kingdom became completely weak and disintegrated into 5 parts. Okay, after his death of Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani kingdom divided into 5 parts, that are Ahmednagar ruled by Nizam Shahi, and Bijapura ruled by Adil Shahi, and Virar ruled by Imad Shahi, and Bidar ruled by Barish Shahi, and Golconda ruled by Qutub Shahi. Like this, 5 Shahi dynasties came into existence after the death of Muhammad Gawan. Next, the prominent one more ruler of Bahmani kingdom, Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay, Ibrahim Adil Shah II ruled from 1580 to 2627 CE. 1580 CE to 1627 CE. This was the time of the rule of Ibrahim Adil Shah II. The most important king of Adil Shahi is Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay. And he ascended the throne in his very tender age of 9. When he was 9-year boy, he ascended the throne as a king of Adil Shahi under the kingdom of Bahmani. Okay, and he ruled over for 47 years with historic incidents. Okay, till 47 years he continued as a king of Bahmani kingdoms. Okay, and politically he took Vijayapura to the pinnacle of glory with his efficient administration. Okay, he took Vijayapura to the pinnacle of glory during the time of his administration, and politically he brought name and fame for the city Vijayapura because of his efficient administration. And he was responsible for the tremendous progress of art, literature and education. He also gave importance for the development of art, literature and education. Okay, and his books, Kitab-e-Navaras. He was a great scholar. He wrote the book Kitab-e-Navaras. Okay, in that book it begins the prayer to the gods Ganesha, Saraswati and Narasimha. Prayer begins with God Ganesha, Saraswati and Narasimha. Okay, that was the speciality of the book Kitab-e-Navaras, written by Ibrahim Adil Shah II. And there are prayers to Muhammad Paigambar too. In the book of Kitab-e-Navaras, there were the prayers are relating to Muhammad Paigambar, the founder of the religion Islam. Right? And this book is evidence of the knowledge of Ibrahim Adil Shah II and magnanimity and religious tolerance of Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay, Kitab-i-Navaras only gives complete information relating to the life history of Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay, how was his knowledge? There is a evidence for the knowledge of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, and what was his magnanimity, right? And what was his religious tolerance? Okay, that all informations are clearly explained in the book Kitab-i-Navaras. Okay, it was written by Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay, this is about the ruler Ibrahim Adil Shah II, belongs to the dynasty Adil Shahi, okay, of Bijapur. These are the important information with regards to Bahmani kingdoms. Hereby we completed the chapter Vijayanagara Empire and Bahmani kingdoms. Thank you.